order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first order of business is the election of a president. Do I have any declarations or nominations for that position?
I'd like to nominate Mike
I'll
Winter for the position of president.
And then John Clark has seconded it. Are there any more? Want to close the nominations?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor of Mike Winter as president?
Aye.
Yep,
You got rid of that quick.
that's right.
Believe
Can't wait to pass that gavel.
Second order of business is to nominate the position for vice president. Are there any declarations or nominations for that position?
I'd like to nominate Bob Stewart.
Is there a second? Any other nominations?
I nominate Kay.
We have a nomination for Kay. Do we have a second for Kay?
I'll second it.
We have a second for Kay. We don't have a second for Bob. All those in favor of voting for Kay to be vice president, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we got our presidents in place. Next order of business is our board of commission and council appointments. First one up is the area plan commission. We have one citizen appointment, and Harold has stepped down. We have a letter of recommendation, and we've all received an email from Mr. Bill McDaniel, the area planning commission, the head in that. And he's suggested Gary Naylor. Gary is here. Is there any comments or questions or about that?
Question, Mark. Do we need to approve minutes and stuff before we get down to that on the agenda?
Yes, we probably do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Who made him president?
It's like my first day in the job.
Yeah.
Thank you, John, for pointing that out. Okay, we have the minutes from our December 1st meeting. We've received those in email. Are there any additions or corrections that need to be made to those?
Is that a Zoom meeting?
I'm sorry?
Oh, I thought we were in person. Okay, never mind.
It's hard to tell who's talking with masks on.
Sorry.
It's okay. Was there any additions or corrections that need to be made? If not, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion to approve the minutes from December 1st meeting. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
the minutes.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Is there any mail that anybody's received? I have received an item from Center Store, and it looks like a report
Yeah.
in my inbox. I'll pass it around. You can look through it if you'd like. Is there anything from our county attorney?
I do not have anything for tonight.
Okay. I'm sure we have no committee reports. Commissioners representative. President Strong.
I won't say much,
What's the first?
but for better or worse, my fellow commissioners decided that I would serve as president of the Board of Commissioners for this year. And I appreciate their confidence, and I'll do the best I can. This being the first meeting of the year, I want to congratulate Councilwoman Riker on beginning a new term. And I want to welcome Councilman Wolf back to the organization. You've been here before, and I'm sure it won't take you long to get back into the swing of things. I've already welcomed Bob once. I'll do it again. Bob, this is what, your second meeting now?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
on Twitter now.
Good luck with it. And I also like to welcome newly elected Councilman Bevington on the screen there. Scott, welcome to the organization, and I'm sure you'll do a good job, and you'll enjoy it a lot. The commissioners today, we didn't do much, it being the first meeting of the year, but I will fill you in on some appointment changes that we did make that may or may not affect some of you. On the Area Planning Commission, to fill the vacancy that was left when Gary left the commissioners, Commissioner Munson is going to take that position with the Area Planning Commission. And let's see, the only other thing of note would be I'm going to remain over at the EDG. Ed Harrell agreed to continue his service for us on the Alcoholic Beverage Board. Commissioner Nobby is going to remain with the Extension Board and the 4-H Council. And Dale Munson is going to represent the commissioners on the 911 Advisory Board. The Community Corrections Advisory Board, Michelle Dudley recently requested a commissioner's presence on their board over there, and Commissioner Nobby has agreed to do that for the coming year. Auditor Jane Downard is going to continue representing us on the Fayette County Tax Abatement Advisory Committee. Commissioner Nobby will continue on the Public Defender Board. We have a vacancy that's yet to be filled on the Tourism Board. We just haven't gotten the information from the existing members there yet on who in the hotel motel industry is actually available for that position yet. We'll fill that as soon as we can. The Eastern Indiana Regional Planning Commission, the only real change we made there was we appointed Councilman John Clark to fill the vacancy left when Councilwoman Riker says that her job's not going to let her continue that position. So the total of the commissioners' appointments to that organization, other than myself, is Councilman Scott Bevington. Congratulations, Scott. You've already there, but you've been reappointed for another term.
Thank you.
And Carol Hunter from the Franklin County National Bank, Dan Parker as EDG Director, and as I said again, John Clark. So that's a summary of the board appointments that we made today, and I assume that'll be it for a while.
Thank you. Congratulations on your new position.
Well, I
Welcome to
we'll
the
see
club.
how that works out.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, and then the only other thing we did approve a application for the commissioner or the prosecutor's stop grant application today to help pay for some of the expenses over there. So Jolisa will let us know how that goes. Other than that, it was a pretty light day.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Dale.
you.
We have no old business. Now we can jump to the board appointments that I skipped to. We'll pick up where we left off with Gary Mueller. As been suggested by Bill McDaniel, typically in the past we've always accepted who's ever over that particular board, we've accepted a recommendation. Are there any questions or concerns or anything for Gary? Otherwise, I'd like to offer up that to him.
I would agree with Bill. I know Gary spent a lot of time and effort in that position, and I think it'd definitely be a good idea to keep Gary in there.
Is there a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve Gary as appointed to the APC board.
I'll second.
Motion to approve it, we've seconded by Scott. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Gary, you're willing to accept that?
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary, appreciate that. We have one council member appointment, and this is a little strange here because Bob came in, was an appointment for Kathy Rhodes. And typically the way it's worked, at least I think the last appointment was myself, when Mark Brockman stepped down, was I fulfilled his terms, whatever he had was assigned to until the time came up. We really don't have any kind of a precedent set for that. So I wanted to ask Bob his feelings if he would like to remain in that position or if he would like to be considered for something else.
I see
Or-
this
or if the
commission.
council, how does the council feel on that?
Which board job?
I'm sorry?
Area plan, they're looking at area plan. Area planning?
Kathy Rhodes left, and her term didn't expire until, for 2 more years. So that position's actually open. And Bob, we were saying Bob was appointed by the Republican committee to take her position. So we thought we'd offer it, and making sense to offer one person if he wants to take it. If he doesn't, that's his project.
And just to further clarify, as I've gone through these, there's pretty much like, with the reduction in some of the positions that we've had to fill going forward, there's pretty much like one position for each of us. So one person will have 2 positions to fill, but the rest of us have just like one. If that makes sense.
If you're interested, is what we want to know.
Well, I would like to know, first of all, the duties of the area planning commission. I don't want to be on the board just to be on the board. I want to know what we're doing, okay? If we're going to do something, let's do it. If not, get rid of the board.
You have some quick though?
And Gary can give a quick synopsis.
That's true too.
Bob, the Area Planning Commission has started a pretty intense process of going through the zoning codes. One step at a time. We'd like to update those and improve those, make it easier for businesses to come to Fayette County and do business in Fayette County. Existing businesses, we'd like to make it easier for them to expand their businesses. We have been, the big challenge has been trying to get businesses permitted and through the permit process, and it's just been a big challenge. So what we've, as a board, in the last 12 months, we've decided that we need to make that easier for businesses. And so in turn, the Area Planning Commission has decided that rather than an extension of the BZA like they've done in the past, we're going to concentrate on trying to redo the zoning codes and update those. So hopefully we have a little more success this year. Last year was very difficult with COVID and our meeting restrictions and hearing restrictions. So hopefully we can get a better start this year and get more done. So hopefully we're going to be busy.
Well, zoning's my profession, basically. So I don't have a problem with it.
So you'd be a great
Well, I
candidate.
kind of thought it would be up your alley, but I didn't want to just assume that you would fulfill that. I wanted you to have the say so. I didn't necessarily have the opportunity to speak up and say anything. Not that I would have, but like I said, we don't have a precedent really established on the council how to fulfill these things. So I wanted to give you the opportunity to either accept it or not accept it or look at something else. So if you're willing to take that, we would certainly appreciate that.
I would take the position.
So I guess I'm going to nominate then Bob Stewart technically to fulfill the APZ position from the council member standpoint. Is there a second? And a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have
I
it.
say nay.
And just a procedural thing, because normally I had appointments for 4 years, but will this appointment be for 4 years, or
Just make it to the end,
Remainder
I
of
think
Kathy's
just make it to the end of 2022 to
Okay.
coincide with this term is what it was supposed to be.
So it rotates, okay. Just want to make sure.
Okay. I think Kayla
Kayla
seconded.
said it right in.
Next is the Economic Development Board appointment. We have one council member for that. I've been serving in that capacity. I'd like to declare myself for that. Scott has expressed interest. Scott, can you hear us?
Yep, I can.
Okay.
I would like to nominate Mike Winter to remain in that position.
I got a question for the attorney. With Dan Parker, Mike's father-in-law, being on economic development in charge of it, would it be a conflict of interest with Mike serving with him?
I'm not the attorney for economic development. It does create some circumstances that could be difficult. I don't know how he's being guided over the last few years, as if he abstains from voting.
I abstain from voting on the wages or anything with Dan.
I mean, that's honestly between their board to try to figure out if there's a conflict, and they do have independent counsel, which I think is it Pete? Who is the attorney for?
Pete Shaw.
Yeah. I think that's the question for him, because being on the board doesn't necessarily create an issue, but there certainly are voting decisions that would absolutely be a conflict. So I'm assuming he's receiving guidance on that. But
Anything that has to do with compensation or benefits or anything that would benefit my father-in-law, I abstain, and I'm the first one to voice that abstain. I make that known. I don't try to hide anything. I don't try to do anything that's not above board. But if the council has a problem with that, they can do it. I was on the EDG board before Dan was appointed to it. I didn't vote for him to be hired. I didn't vote for his salary or his wages or any benefits, even benefits for his employees.
Well, his salary comes out of our budget anyway,
No part of it,
part of it, but not this board.
no.
I'd like to nominate Mike Winter for this appointment to the Fayette County Economic Development Board.
Thought that we already nominated and seconded, didn't we?
You seconded?
Did you second it?
No, I thought Scott was. Oh, no, Scott wasn't. He was interested. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of the last nomination.
I'll second it.
Kayla seconds it. Is there any more discussion? I do appreciate that being brought forward, Jim, because I think it's important for the public to know that,
Yeah, I just want to make
how it's
sure.
voted on, how it's taken care of, but I've always been very open and honest about that.
And we've addressed that situation before. I mean, and you've said that you have stayed neutral.
Yeah. And if I have a problem with him, he knows it too, whether I'm married to his daughter or not. I mean, he's just honest. Okay, all those in favor of me retaining that position, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Sam, just for procedural, we appointed Sam last month, but that was pretty much to fill the remainder of last year. Sam has just completed all his paperwork, so hopefully we would continue to have him serve in that capacity. He's talked to him, he's willing to continue that. He just said he got all his paperwork sent in last week, I believe, to the state. So is there a nominee? I would nominate Sam to continue that role.
I'll nominate Sam.
A second.
Okay, so the nominated, seconded, any questions? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries.
Aye.
Did you skip the regional planning commission?
John,
Eastern Indiana thing? I just have it lower on my list as well.
Oh, I had it under economic development.
I didn't print off anything you said, I'm sorry. Can I do it now?
what's John Clark, or you need another one?
No. Is that next to your list?
It was, I mean,
We
on
can
the
do- we
list
can
that I
do it.
distributed.
We'll do it. The Eastern Indiana Regional Planning Commission is a one-year appointment by council, one-year term. I've been currently serving in that, I guess just by virtue of being on EDG. It doesn't have to be that way, it could be anybody else. We got Scott, we got John. I'll remain in it unless somebody else wants to do it. They meet quarterly. Is that correct, Dale? They meet quarterly?
yeah.
Usually in Richmond, at the Richmond Inn, but they've been doing it over through Zoom lately.
Right.
So, I'll declare myself if nobody else wants to do it.
Scott expressed interest, you said, didn't he?
Scott's on it.
He's already on it.
Yeah, I guess
I'm
the
already
commissioners-
on it with the.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Commissioners.
What
okay,
they did today.
okay. Well, in that case,
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor of myself continuing to serve on the Eastern Indiana Regional Planning Commission, please indicate by saying aye.
aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, now we're back in order. Okay. Now, in the past, we've had one person typically represent all the Fayette County 4-H board and the 4-H council and the extension board. Because there's not enough positions in this to go around this year, I guess. Is there anybody that would want to nominate themselves or declare themselves or nominate somebody for the Fayette County Extension Board?
You wanna do both of them, or
You want to do one, I'll do one.
I'll do the extension if you want to do the 4-H.
I was going to flip that. Just because someone had asked me to do it.
Okay, if you want to do this.
Okay. I'll nominate myself for the Fayette County Extension.
Declare yourself.
Declare myself.
I'll second it. Is there any further discussion about, is there any other nominations or declarations for the Fayette County Extension Board? Okay, if not, are there any questions or objections to K? All those in favor of K being the Fayette County Extension Board representative, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. K will fulfill that position. So, I'm going to nominate Kayla then for the Fayette County 4-H Council.
That's fine.
Second.
Okay. Are there any questions on that? All those in favor of appointing Kayla Nabi to the Fayette County 4-H Council, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries.
Second.
Got it? Fayette County 911 Advisory Board. John Clark was on there. I know John is going to be serving in another capacity, so that is open. Scott, you'd express interest in that as well?
Yeah,
You want to nominate you? I'm going to nominate you.
okay.
Jim, you're about interested
I
in
don't
that?
know why I'm asking you.
Second.
Is there a second? We have a second. So nominated Scott Bevington to fulfill the role on the East River Advisory Board. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay. Ayes have it.
See what community corrections.
Community Corrections Advisory Board was Holly Dunn. Of course, she's no longer here.
I'll nominate myself.
Nominate who?
Huh? Nominate myself.
Okay, so
Can I do that?
Jim's declaring himself.
Yeah, I'll nominate you, Jim.
Okay, are there any other nominations or declarations?
I'd like to nominate Mike to the 911 Advisory Board.
I'll decline.
I mean Scott. What am I talking about here? Are we on 911?
Scott's on the he's on the 911 Advisory
Okay, we're
Board.
on corrections.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Do you want to do the corrections?
I don't know.
Is there a second to Jim?
Is there a second? Jim, I think Bob did. Did you second Jim?
I nominated him because he can't do it himself.
He can declare himself.
He can
Okay,
declare himself,
you're
he
right,
can?
You're right.
Oh, my goodness, okay. I didn't know he's that important. Okay, I'll second it.
He's important. Is there a second? For Jim
He did
Wolf.
second him.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, John Clark, you're
No,
seconding.
he seconded him. Bob seconded him.
Please say
Jim Wolf declared, and Bob Stewart seconded. Is that right?
Yes, that's
Well,
good.
they declare themselves, so they need a second to
Or
their
do you
declaration.
have to be seconded if you declare? I don't know. I never declared anything.
Okay, all those in favor of Jim Wolf serving on the Community Corrections Advisory Board?
Trying to get on that.
I'm going to nominate you
We're
for
gonna wait for
I declined.
Okay.
All those in favor of Jim Wolf serving on the Community Corrections Board, Advisory Board, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
it. Aye.
Okay, Jim, congratulations.
He's in jail half the time anyway, might as well serve the board.
The Fayette County Tax Abatement Advisory Committee is the council president or designee. I'm designating John Clark for that position. John, do you accept that?
I reckon.
Do that as solid waste. We don't have the Fayette County Foundation anymore. We don't have to worry about that. Who does not have one? something. Everybody has one, don't
Everybody
they?
has some.
James?
So we're down to the Fayette County Solid Waste Board. Any nominations or declarations for that one?
I gave up plumbing, forget it.
Me too. Well, it's good to be in the top. I guess I'll declare myself. Is there a second?
I'll second if you wanted.
If you want it.
All those in favor of me serving on the Solid Waste Board, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you so much for that honor. Okay, that takes care of our appointments, correct? You want to run the rest of the meeting?
Sorry?
You want to run the rest of the meeting?
No. I didn't want to
You know,
run
I'm talking,
further
because
than
I'm talking to you, the camera's on you.
you.
Okay. The encumbrances. So explain to me what the encumbrances are. Just carried forward stuff from last year. Money?
Yes.
$811,814.
Encumbrances are things that people purchased or contracted for prior to December 31st and could not be paid until January. So they encumber those funds and still pay them out of last year's budget.
Did you catch that?
Yeah.
You want to repeat it? All those in favor of what Jane said, I need a motion to approve of this.
I'll make a motion to approve the encumbrances.
I'll second it.
Is it that total amount, Jane?
You second it?
I wanted to say the amount, 811,000.
You second, Kayla?
Yes.
I can't see mouths going like this, so it's really, really hard. Okay, so we have $811,814.68. Money carried forward for what Jane said. I'm not repeating it again. We have a second. All those in favor of approving the encumbrances, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. We have a transfer for the health department. In the amount of $40,000 from the hepatitis line and flu shots to the nursing supplies. All those in favor, please. I have myself on my. Need a motion first, Mike.
I'll make a motion
We've only been doing this for how many years?
to $40,000 transfer from the health department from 30180 to 20160.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Kayla seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Yeah, can I have a question on that first?
Yeah,
Just to
sorry.
make sure I understand. Seeing as how we're only 5 days into the new year and we're transferring a fund, this is all the 2021 budget?
It is in the 2021 budget. That is another one of those from State Board of Accounts where it's a classification. Like
Oh,
the
okay, it's just
vaccines
a
have
change of
been in a
account
service
type.
line,
Okay.
but technically the vaccine itself is not a service, it's a supply.
Okay,
So,
I understand that.
yeah, we're just trying to
Okay,
keep
get it
compliant
right
with
account.
State Board of Accounts.
All those in favor of this transfer request, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Now I forgot to sign this.
Two sets signed, Jane.
This one. Pass the minutes down to be signed, I forgot to set them down. There is nothing else on the agenda here. There's no patient concerns. There's nothing else. I'll wait for the minutes to be signed. After the minutes are signed, we entertain a motion to adjourn.
Hey, Jim. Hey, Jim.
While I'm waiting on that,
I printed that out this afternoon just because I didn't know what the community directions was. That shows, and you're welcome to have that.
okay.
That's got a list of who all's supposed to be on the commission.
How many
Yeah, all legal stuff, because I didn't know what they did.
You know, Robert,
To me, it sounded like they committed sheets and hung up Indians on it, but
Before we adjourn, I am obviously a little disjointed tonight in my focus. I did want to welcome Scott, Jim, and Bob again to the council this year. And of course, thank those that have been serving previously, Mark and Holly, for their service. Look forward to this upcoming year and working together and continuing to help the county to improve. And welcome Kay back again. She forced me to say that.
I'll beat him up.
pull it up, it's going. Zoom.
Oh, here's what we're looking for. We approved all-
Scott, next time you're in the area, could you put in sign the minutes, please?
Yes.
This is
Thank
what we
you.
approved all the encumbrances, I guess.
If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
We have a motion to adjourn, we have a second by Kayla. All those in favor of adjourning, please just indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries, meeting adjourned.